Wilson with Creative Expressions, and I'm here today to show you our new configurations range. This card illustrates some of the fun things that you can do with it really, really nicely. The dies and stamps we'll be using in today's episode are the Elegant Lace Edgers from the configurations range, the Toronto die set from the Canadian collection, and the Amazing Sentiments. These are a clear stamp set from Creative Expressions, so you can see exactly where you're stamping. Okay, now I've prepared quite a bit of this ahead of time, but I'm going to just do a little bit of cutting so you can see how nicely that the die is cut. So we'll start with the Elegant Lace Edger here. Pop this onto a piece of milk card. Tape it into place so it's nice and tidy there. And I'm just using the junior plates with the grand caliber. Run that through. And let's take that. I've got a nice, beautiful cut there. So I want to do a bit of embossing. So we're going to transfer this over. Change out my pink embossing plate and tan mat. And we'll bring out some of the detail on it. Now this set actually comes with not only the lace edger, but a matching corner, so there's all sorts of different things you can do with it. Let's undo our tape. Since that's removable, we'll just keep that. We can use that for later. And let me just get a hold of this. Pop it out. A couple little spots here and there. Get underneath there. There we go. Okay, so you can see just how beautiful the detail is on that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I'll set that back there for the moment. Now, I have gone ahead and cut several of the corners and glued them into place here on a piece of milk card. So we have a tone-on-tone kind of look. I'm going to use the longer piece on the lace edger and a little bit of dries clear Cosmic Shimmer glue just in some spots here. Get it to hold down. A little bit of dots in some of the larger areas. That should work. And we're going to pop this right into place up here. You can see how nice that fits. So we've created a really pretty border going across our card from top to top, and then just rounded over the edge there with those corners. We're going to go ahead and do this bottom piece. Same exact way. Couple dots all around. There we go. That should be enough. Pop this one down between these corners. Give it a second to catch. And I'll show you how pretty that comes out, and those will dry clear. So now we've got a really nice top and bottom edge border, and that's done simply with the edger and the corners, so you can create all sorts of different shapes from it. So that's going to be the base to our card. Now, next I think I'll do a little more cutting. Let's do the inside piece here. I'm going to take the inside to the Toronto and pop this down in place. And I'm going to use this entire piece here and just cut the decorative insert out. So I'm going to tape it both sides. And we'll pop it through. This one's got a lot of detail to it, but it's really pretty. That should do the trick. Let's check it. So you can see all your little detailed bits come out really nicely with this one. And I haven't used the separate cutting edge on it, so it's going to stay inside the card. I'll just take it apart and show you. And get that last piece of tape there. Store it onto your magnetic sheet, but you can see how pretty that is. Now I've got one I prepared earlier, and I've just popped a little bit of silver card behind it, working with our silver and cream colored combination on this card here. Now the next thing I've done is I went ahead and cut the outer portion of the Toronto, and I've backed it with silver. And I want to make this into a frame, but rather than cutting the two pieces separately, the way to do this is to use your center die and cut it out once it's glued together. So you can reseat this back into that cutout. Just keep wiggling it until it catches and you know it's in there nice and secure. There we go. Put your tape back on it to hold it in place and run that through. So that way you'll have a perfect frame cut out of the center of it. Now, depending on how thick your card is here, you may need one more pass through, but I think we've done this really nicely. Gently peel your tape back up. Okay. We'll put that back on there. So now I've got a really nice frame cut out of the center of that one. It's nice and even. Okay. So I went ahead and I've done one ahead of time with some mounting foam on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that over this piece. Peel my backing bits off. I like to raise that for some dimension. I just think it gives a really nice look to your card, having different layers. Okay. Just going to lean in and center that right over the original piece there. See if I can get that nice and straight. A little bit over there. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So now I've got a piece in the middle of my card here, but I'm going to add a few more corners onto the end. Because don't forget, these corners can be used for a lot of other things besides just being corners. So peel off my foam on the back of this, and I can take these two and tip them that way is what I want to do. Cross them, and I think I'll just peel this back a little bit too. Catch both sides there. Just offset them a little bit. Pop that into place. Okay, and then I'm going to nip away the little bit of edge piece that shows out here. So I've got that coming off that side. To do this side here, we'll repeat the process with another two. Oop, get a hold of you. There we go. And let's see, that's what I want, just like that. Offset them a little bit. We can pick that up right about the same match, like that. Nip away these little bits here. There we go. So you can see you've got a really pretty little decorative piece coming around that will kind of fill in the rest of that card there. So I'm going to add just a little bit of glue on those areas to make sure it's nice and secure where those die cuts are. Pop that into place in the middle. There we go. Give that a second to set up. And while we're doing that, we'll die cut our sentiment. I'm going to use the center oval from the Toronto. And we'll just go ahead and place this over our already stamped thanks for everything that came from our clear stamp set. A little bit of tape, and I want to do some inking over afterwards, so I want to make sure that tape isn't going into my die too much. There we go. Quick run through on the grand caliber. Okay. So I'm going to keep this really subtle. I'm going to add a little bit of the Cosmic Shimmer silver mica powder here. So let's take the lid off of this carefully. Get that ready. And I'm going to ink up the edge with a clear perfect medium and some cut and dry foam. And it's a clear embossing ink, so it's basically sticky, so you won't be able to see it, but the mica powder will pick it up. Okay, that should do the trick. Let's give it a light dusting. In fact, I could probably just pick this up off the lid here so as not to waste it. There we go. Really, really pretty. It's very, very subtle, but when your recipient sees that, you'll see that shimmer. It's really pretty. Pop this back off to the side. And a little bit of mounting foam on the back of that piece. There we go. Get that right in the middle of our frame there. And then we'll finish up our card by adding it to a pre-done backing where I've pierced the edges. I've got a little bit of matting and layering going on with some silver to bring that color back in. There we go. Really nice. And a little dot of something right there. Let's get that off of there for you. There we go. And we can finish this up just by adding some pearls to the background and in the corners, just as little embellishments wherever you like, but how pretty is that? And those configurations have done all the work for you there.